One of the best use case of AI is to actually build awesome presentations, right? Now, presentations, if you are being a leader or a consultant or a trainer or any uh, uh, profession as a founder, presentations are the most important, highest value activity. Because if you make awesome presentations that can get your audience say yes to your request, then that is the highest value activity, right? But before AI, I have built multiple presentations, hundreds of presentations. Every week I used to spend tens of hours to build a presentation. But I used to still get average slides. But now I am spending just a couple of hours but get much better. So I'll show you a couple of presentations to see how this works actually. So here is one presentations, right? I just built a presentation for one of my latest product. So this is a presentation. Again, as you see, everything right from the copies to the structure of presentations to the images to the layout format, and everything is done by AI. And frankly, this has taken me just a couple of hours or less than that. Or one more presentation you can see here. Again, this is for one of our product, why expenses must be seen in 4 dimensions. So this is an educational presentation, again, how to see the value. So all these things, if you see the structure of presentation, the combination of colors, the copy as well as the font, these things are all now taken care by AI, and all these things I am able to get it done in a very short time. So what is that exactly happening here? How can somebody get these kind of presentations? So first let's go through what is that exactly the challenge, right? So for years I followed what I call as a founder operator. That means when it came to building any presentations or proposals, I used to work very hard, but I was wasting my what I call as a high value battery. That means most of the time I was spending on something anybody could do, but I was short of time, so I was only doing. So this is what before AI, if you see my presentation time, if you see 20% of time was spent on high value activity, which I call as a storytelling or the narration, whereas the 80% of time was spent on mostly what I call as low value tasks, which is the format, design, corrections. This is where the time. So even after spending tens of hours, I would say by 8 to 9 hours I would have spent on building some 20-30 slides, where my time would have gone in arranging the slides, the color combination, design, templates. But the story, high value activity, I would have spent very less time. But today with the AI, the game has changed. So a lot of these low value tasks, which is like formatting, designs, corrections, and even to some extent the research, everything gets done by AI, whereas I'm going to focus more on the judgment, story, narration, and everything. And I can still do it at a much faster time, and that is a big shift actually which is happening. So in anybody who has done a presentation or even taken a course of presentation can know that the real value comes is how do you make presentations, how do you narrate the stories. So the old way was all about chasing data for hours, staring at blank screen, drafting, image hunting, formatting. These are the things. The storytelling, which was a very end, where you would have already been tired. So that was a very short time. Now the new way, which I call as a chief judgment, that means I don't build slides, I orchestrate them. That means I have a very good prompt which I use to build the first set of copy, then create using a chat, GPT, Claude or other tools to build the copy in just minutes. Then I spend my energy here reviewing the story structure. That is where, and then finally I use a tool like Claude again or the Gamma or something. Even a PowerPoint is now adding where it immediately designs brands, layout, everything it does. Finally, I'm giving some human touch to make it really attractive and communicate so that I practice more on the delivery of presentations. And again, earlier, the time spent on delivery of presentation, practicing the delivery was very less because most of my time was going on building the presentations. So now the key thing is how do I deliver the presentations, how do I structure the presentation, how do I narrate it. That's where the time is spent, where the building. That means building is much lesser. That is like having a couple of assistants who are doing all the work of presentations and I just need to narrate that. So let's see a quick examples, right? How do I do this? So one of the thing I use generally is a chat GPT. So as you can see, here is one of the presentation I just showed you we built. So I use a very good prompt. I have trained my chat GPT for this product. So all I do is I give a prompt and I ask chat GPT to come up with this copy first. So this is where I give a very good prompt on what kind of presentation should be. So sometimes you can upload your initial research or whatever you have done and give this chat GPT to develop the scripts of your presentations, right? And then it gives you a Steve Jobs style tutorial structure, in-app tutorial, help article, short video, or whatever. So it gave me a complete 20 slides copy. So that is all it gave me. And then what I do is that, so once I have this copy, what I generally do is to go to the Claude, because I use Claude extensively for building the presentations. So I go to Claude and then I use some of these, I upload that presentation. Here is the slide content for return pro expense management. I just upload the copy and ask it to create a presentation, and the Claude is extremely good in creating some of the presentation. I can give it the format, I can do everything, but again, so I just use the color psychology, comparison slides, example tables, so everything the Claude does. And if there is some changes, I again work with the Claude to make the changes, and most of the time it does very fast. And once it is done, I am done with the presentations. So I can make it into a PPT if I want, or I don't need a PPT, I can just use this as it is. So and this is where I need to now practice these presentations. So this is one of the most highest value activity you can do. If you are building presentations, you should use the AI, but focus where your effort should be, which is how to narrate this, how to build the story. That's where your effort should go. Whereas all the other kinds of effort like structure, formatting, design, templates, all these things let the AI handle, and you just have to give the guidelines. So let me know how it goes, and if you are having anywhere you want to use AI, let us know, because in our upcoming workshop, we are actually not just telling you how to build this presentation. Actually, I will show you how to even build complex applications, complex tools, or a workflow itself using the AI, which would have taken months into just a couple of weeks or even days. You can build it.